Introduction to Digital Photography. File Management. Learning Outcomes. In this topic, we'll be looking at how you should arrange your photography. By the end of this topic, you will know about the importance of organizing your work through a combination of hardware and software. Contrary to what you might think, this is a very important aspect to your successful mastering of digital photography. Why? Well, you wouldn't believe the numbers of people who, due to technical problems, sometimes negligence, lose data or vital projects. Having a firm organizational approach to your photography, whether it's a personal or professional collection, will serve you well when backing up your work, ensuring that it's always safe and it can be accessed whenever it's convenient for you. Introduction to software. We need to look beyond the hardware or folders on your laptop or PC and take a look at some software to deal with our photos. Some of these are free and some are very expensive. Phase 1, Photoshop, iView Media Pro, GIMP, and Adobe Lightroom are just some of the tools on offer in today's market. The emergence of Photoshop. Photoshop is one piece of software that I use very regularly for both photo organization and editing. Although Photoshop cannot fix everything, otherwise your photographs would just be manipulated pieces of digital art. Photoshop has become part of our language with the term photoshopped. You hear it all the time. We use it every day, and I'm sure you've heard people saying things like, "Wow, that looks so photoshopped." We have a long history of manipulating photographs. Have you seen the Lincoln head paste? In fashion and beauty industry, models are often airbrushed to enhance the skin. This manipulation can be an issue of misrepresentation, and sometimes photojournalism or war photography gets a lot of criticism. A photographer's skill can be misrepresented by photo manipulation. We'll be coming back to this in more detail when we look at Photoshop and software. And this will be very useful for you if you want to alter or enhance your photography in post-production. Folders. Simple folders cannot be underestimated. They are free and easy to organize your files, but you cannot be bound by the limitations of this tool. With software, you can tag photos with keywords and see information about each file. iView Media Pro has a pretty neat interface in which you can see info provided by the photo, such as ISO meter and resolution. Break your photography up to keep them organized. Work photography should not be mixed with your personal work for obvious reasons. Use ratings 0 to 5 stars, but keep it simple and don't get bogged down on this. Perhaps you could narrow it down to 3-star photos and work from there. Keywords are also useful for selling stock photography, should you decide to pursue this route. Good photo organization software will tell you specific data such as date of photo, camera model, image size, all of which is very important information about each photo. Backing up data is very, very important. Even though I'd like to think that I have many projects under my belt, I was on a shoot recently and I fell victim to misplacing files. And assuming they were lost, that an easy anxiety sank in. Thankfully, I recovered them later that day when I realized I had misplaced them in a separate project folder. However, this is not always possible, and if you become careless and complacent, it could easily come back to haunt you on a very important shoot. And it's the worst feeling for any artist, videographer, or photographer in this case, when he or she loses vital data. Remember, it may also affect a colleague or friend should you mishandle these files. More often than not, you will be working with others who are also invested, be it financially or personally, in a given project. The ideal combination. Nowadays, server space combined with an external hard drive is the common method by people who work in the digital arts. Keep hard drives safe and do not drop them. They are super sensitive. Most cameras have built-in Wi-Fi that enables you to send photos for preview to your laptop. Dropbox, iCloud, Google Drive and Evernote offer very reasonable prices for online storage. Check out these websites to see what suits. Personally, I have used Dropbox and iCloud and both are reliable and easy to use. So, what have we learned in this lesson? We have learned about the importance of making sure that your work is backed up and to use a combination of hardware and software to do so. We've also learned that we should never mix work projects with personal projects, and when saving these files, please ensure that you save them in the correct folder.